wanted bulletin was issued for Rupnarine. He was subsequently arrested 12 months after the crime was committed. His life sentence was handed down in the High Court by Justice Sundale Kisoon. Rupnarine will be eligible for parole after serving 20 years in prison. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Following an invitation from the government of Guyana, the Carter Center has launched an election observation mission to observe the March 2nd general election. The mission will observe and examine key aspects of the electoral process, including the pre-electoral environment, the status of the Guyana Election Commission's preparations for elections, and campaigning. Teams of long-term observers are currently deploying across the country and will later be joined by short-term observers and high-level leadership to observe voting, counting, and tabulation procedures. The Carter Center will also follow the post-election process, including the tabulation of results and resolution of any legal disputes. The International Election Observation Mission will build upon the work done by 4 fact-finding delegations deployed by the Carter Center in 2019 in the lead-up to the elections. Throughout the election season, the Carter Center will issue periodic statements on key findings. At the end of the mission, it will provide an independent assessment of the electoral process and its compliance with the country's international commitments, national laws, and standards for democratic elections. All statements and reports will be available at www.cartercenter.org. A violent robbery in a wedding house led to the death of one East Coast man. Esther Sobers sat down with the mother of the victim and filed this report.
Last Sunday was intended to be a merry time at a wedding ceremony, quickly turned sorrowful for Geeta Budram. Her son, 26-year-old Rodindra Prasad, was killed as he tried to fend off several thieves that caused havoc and robbed a family member of a gold chain at a house in Nonpareil, East Coast, Danrara. Headline News visited the home of the deceased man who had resided in Fowles, East Coast, Danrara, and spoke to his grieving mother.
I gave my son a little too time in the head and he fall.
What caused that?
It's a robbery. It's a robbery. The cousin had a gold chain and he was hanging outside taking breeze and someone got lash him for the neck back. And when they lash him for the neck back, they pull out the chain. So he come in as a robbery and fight. So everybody now run out. And there is when he run out, they start to connect lash on me.
Still in a state of shock, Budram showed us the last photo she took with her son at the wedding house before he met his demise.
Say, Mommy, let me take out family pose, which means he don't like take out pictures and so. So I take out picture with he, father and me. I take out with them two. I take out with that 4. And then I take out the last one when he kiss him for the cheek. And me left for got it back. When we got it back and we come back, there is my son.
Whilst trying to be composed as she watched her son's lifeless body lay on the ground, Budram said that a man identified one of the suspects. Though Budram lost her son, all she wishes for is for the suspects to be apprehended as the police continues their investigations.
I reach up 2 Negro by, 2 Redskin by. I say, oh my God, I beat me that I was such a my son. I said, Mom, I'm not going to do it.
No, I'm gonna go like for knock she too. Whoever on in the way
they would have knocked. So I tell this son, buy you, I call for buy you, way there. Him, I call, me not find him. Then one of the 2 Negro boy tell me that Mom, he got a boy named Boy in Enterprise, beat your son. Then the 2 Negro boy tell me. So
according to reports, Budram was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital in an unconscious state, where he later was treated and succumbed to his injuries. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. This morning, a 63-year-old miner of Kingley Village, West Coast, Berbice, was arrested for suspected cocaine possession. According to police, ranks in Barima Waini Region 1 went to the location at Skull Mountain, Arakaka, Northwest District, where they found the suspect. The officers questioned him, after which a search was carried out. The officers recovered 1 black bag wrapped in a transparent plastic containing several fragments of hard white substance suspected to be cocaine. This was found in a haversack belonging to the suspect. The substance weighed 164.5 grams. The minor was arrested and escorted to the Arakaka police outpost and is currently assisting with the investigation. When we return, your regional and international news.
The voting process. Once you have been identified as the elector you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and on the right of your choice. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided and place the ballot paper in the ballot box. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy or visit GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Season's greetings from Kisu's Furniture Store.
There is a jobs crisis in Guyana. Investments have dried up and we have lost 30,000 jobs. When the PPPC was in government, there was more investment and thousands of jobs were created. Hospitals were opened, medications were available, and healthcare improved. Thousands of plots of land were given to Guyanese of all races and classes. Affordable homes were built. Taxes and the cost of living were lower, and more crime.
The Guyana Elections Commission has published the revised list of electors. Eligible persons are advised to check their information on the list posted in their respective areas or on the GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy. Persons who did check the revised list of electors to ensure that they are listed and information is correct. If your information is not correctly stated, you must visit the GCOM office in your area on or before the 25th of January 2020 with the triplicate copy of the registration form referred to as the pink slip. For more information, visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy. Follow GCOM on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission. Contact us on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed.
I have hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professional condition units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
The voting process. Once you have been identified as the elector you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and once at the bottom section where you vote for the party of your choice in the regional election. Make your mark in the box provided on the right of your choice. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in the... You would then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-027729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit GCOM's website.
His government in disarray, President Jovenel Moïse says he may have to rule by decree to break the deadlock. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bowl reports.
Haitian President Jovenel Moïse, after the mandate of Congress and 2/3 of the Senate expired on Monday. Moïse blamed congressmen for the current situation that has left the country without a legitimate government.
In
2018, I called on Parliament to an extraordinary session to vote on the electoral law. This did not happen, and again in November in 2018, we sent a budget to the Parliament, and there were millions of dollars for elections, and in January the budget was sent back to the executive. They were supposed to vote for the electoral law and the Prime Minister, and they never did.
The president didn't say when elections will take place, and announced he will use congressmen's salaries to build schools.
The failure to hold elections has left Haiti in a constitutional vacuum. The president says that this is a unique opportunity to push for structural reforms that could help this country move forward. But there are lots of fear that this could lead to abuse of power.
These people say they want Moïse and the congressmen out. They blame them for the current economic situation that millions of Haitians face every day. The mismanagement of the Petrocaribe Fund, which is the program of subsidized oil from Venezuela, angered many here.
We asked for a clean slate because we want everybody to go. They stole money from Petrocaribe and built themselves next to the beach, but nothing for us.
The UN says the deteriorating economic conditions, including low growth, high inflation, and an increase in the cost of basic food items, have had a negative impact on the humanitarian situation. Millions are going hungry.
There is no investment in the public sector. There is no investment in the private sector. So we are in a situation of total fracture of the economy, and this affects institutional functioning. We need to work on a national reorganization, and this cannot be done with Jovenel Moïse because he has shown his incapacity to rule.
The Organization of American States and members of the international community say they're negotiating with all political parties to prevent chaos in the country. But there are many who claim the international community has prevented real political change because it has supported us every day. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Port-au-Prince.
And internationally, Greece is toughening its stance on asylum seekers, taking away their rights to health care and social security payments. Al Jazeera's Lawrence Lee reports.
Like many Greek villages, Mourias is a village of 600 people. They have other worries than the dead. In the hotel over the railway line, 400 refugees are being housed. It isn't going well.
From the first time I saw them, I felt fear. I saw faces full of anger. I could see them thinking that I was safe in my house. Why are we suffering?
One of them tried to take it. They've got a nerve. They don't understand anything.
The other day, the villagers met and told the police they were feeling unprotected and said they were thinking about arming themselves with guns against the refugees.
Obviously, everyone has to do something, and if we don't have a weapon, we'll find something else.
At the hotel, they know all about this, but it's not their main problem. There's a mental health crisis to contend with. Hossein took us to the place where, a few days ago, an Afghan man who'd been wrongly told his wife and children had been moved somewhere else without him, hanged himself from a tree. The next day, Hussein's friend Riyad hanged himself inside the hotel. His entire family had been killed in Iraq. He'd complained his severe depression was being ignored. His funeral wasn't quite so well attended as the one in the village.
He told them what had happened to his family.
They gave him an injection and he was like a robot when he came back. He was saying every day, "I'm not okay, I'm not okay." And they did nothing for him.
Over the last few months, the incoming centre-right Greek government has scaled back medical and psychiatric support for refugees to prove to an increasingly hostile public that it's on their side. Here, they can bandage their feet, but not their minds.
Now a lot of people are struggling, not only about mental health care, also when they need an operation, a follow-up after operations, x-rays, things like this. So for us it's much more difficult to find a place where the people get treatment.
The sad truth is that the story of Mories is, in microcosm, a reflection of how Europe has failed to get on top of refugee resettlement and to heal people. Even in hospitable Greece, these two groups of people are worlds apart. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, Mories, Northern Greece.
Here now is your 3-day weather forecast.